guys. I'm in my basement today. I like to change locations when I do my recording, so I kind of like the lighting here. Pretty lit up, dark background. Hallelujah. This is week 2 Sturtevant Report, and what you're going to find is that this semester just flies. So here we are already, week 2. Now I want you to understand the reason for the Sturtevant Report. I mean, it's certainly not something that you have to watch. It's not a requirement. But what I found is that it helps keep you informed as to what's going on in the class. Because remember, we only meet once a week. Now, just a word of warning for those ambitious types that like to go ahead and move forward in the syllabus. These Sturtevant reports only come out every week. So if you go up to week 6 and look at that Sturtevant report, it's going to be from last semester. So I put them out a week in advance. So don't get thrown by that. And our first assignment is Reflection 1. Now, Reflection 1 is going to be based on 3 things. First, it's going to be based on the Happiness Lab podcast on grades. Next, it's going to be based on the case studies. And finally, it's going to be based on the virtual conversation that I'm going to have with 6 members of the class. I'm going to do this via Teams. I'll record it, and then I'll make it available to everyone. Now, the great thing, if you're one of those people in the first chat, is you don't have to write a reflection. You automatically get the credit for doing it. But for the rest of you, you are going to have to watch and then reflect on those 3 things and submit it to Blackboard. Reflection 2 is going to be a Google drawing. And some of you may be familiar with Google Drawings, some of you may not. So I'm going to ask you to listen to this podcast I created a couple years ago with some of my former students who talk about the power of Google Drawing. I highly encourage you to utilize Google Drawings when you become the teacher. And I don't really know how much time we're going to be able to devote to helping you on your Google Drawings, but I do have a fantastic tutorial that I shared with you in the HyperDoc. And YouTube's where I learned how to do everything. So work through that tutorial, and I think you'll be pretty confident with what you're doing. And before the second week, make sure that you watch the Rick Stiggins video. It is so provocative and so interesting. And this is the author of our textbook. He is a big deal in modern educational thought, and he's going to challenge you. I think it's a really important video. We're going to be talking about these ideas throughout the semester. Make sure you have that watched before we meet for our second time. If you haven't already, get on Voxer. Start communicating with Sturtevant on Voxer. It is the A1 way to get a hold of me, and we can collaborate, and just a lot more efficient than sending me an email, which I might not look at for 24 hours. Shoot me a Vox. See you soon.